Question 41. Question 41 says that given that 1 is less than or equal to m, which is less than or equal to 4, 4 is less than equal to n, which is less than equal to 6, and 8 is less than or equal to p, which is less than equal to 10, what is the greatest possible value of for m over n, 1 over p? And they gave us option A is 3 over 20, option B 1 over 15, option C 1 over 10, and option D is 1 over 8. So this question says to find the greatest possible value for m over n times 1 over p. So to do this, for you to have the greatest possible value, that means that m must be the greatest, right? The greatest, and n must be the smallest, right? So that when you divide m over n, you're going to have the biggest number. Just for example, if you want to have the biggest number, for example, 100 over 10, you're going to have a big number. The number here shouldn't be the bigger number of the one on the numerator, right? So the same thing with the p. For it to have a bigger number here, p also has to be the smallest, right? So now let's solve for this. Which they say m is less than or equal to 4. So we're going to get the biggest number m can be. In this case, the biggest number m can be is 4, right? Because they say that m is equal to or less than 4. So 4. And then n, the smallest number of n that we can get, they say 4 is less than or equal to n. So the smallest number of n we can get is also 4, right? Right? And then for p, 1 over p, we have the smallest number of p. 8, right, is equal to or less than p. So which means that the smallest number of p is going to be 8, right? So now we can now solve these, and we'll get our answer is going to be 1 over 8. So the answer is D, 1 over 8. Question 42. It says, which of the following data sets has the largest standard deviation? Which of the following data sets has the largest standard deviation? And we're giving option F as 0, 0, 10, 10. Option G, you have 0, 1, 9, 10. Option H is 2, 3, 5, and 7. And option J is 5, 5, 5, 5. So if you go back to the definition of standard deviation is the measure of the spread in a data set. When we say spread, what we mean by spread is how far apart is the number. For example, if you have number that is 1, 4, 16, 100. There's a spread here compared to if you have a number that is very close. Say you have 5, 5, 5, 5. There's no spread, they're all the same thing. Or for example, let's say somebody is shooting an arrow at a target, right? And all the arrow is supposed to meet in the middle right here. And when you shoot your arrows, they actually stay in that middle. This means that there is no spread. It's tight. No spread in this case, right? No spread. If another person shoots the same arrow, use the target, and you have one here, one here, one here, and one here. This has the largest. This is spread right here. It's a big spread, right? So with this, you can say there's a bigger standard deviation here because everything is just everywhere compared to here, where everything is, very close together. So now that I've explained standard deviation, you can quickly see that you can rule out J, and you can also rule out H because the numbers are so close to each other. There is no spread here. The spread, the one with the largest standard deviation, we have the bigger spread, or if you want to say range, we have the most range, right? So for example, in this case, you have 0, 1, 9, 10. There's a spread here, all right, right? But look at this, you have 0, 0, 10, 10. This one has a bigger spread, so automatically your answer is going to be this number here. If you minus this from this, you're going to have 0. If you minus 10 from 10, 0 from 10, you're going to have 10. This from this, you're going to have this from this again, you're going to have 10 and 0. Compared to this, you're going to have 1. With this, you're going to have 8. With this, you're going to have with this, you're going to have 9, and with this, you're going to have 10. So there's more spread here compared to here, and that's why we chose F as our answer. So it's trying to the question is trying to see if you understand what standard deviation is, and that is how you solve that question. Question 43. Question 43 says Michael has a cylindrical fish tank shown that has an inside diameter of 18 inches. And they give us this tank that looks like this. That's the tank, and the water is right here. And you have the fish right here. Right? And they said that the inside diameter is 18 inches. When he put colored gravel in the fish tank, the water level of the tank rose by 2 inches. So it rose by 2 inches. Let's say it came to this point right here, 2 inches. Right? And the question is, what is the volume of the gravel in cubic meters? They're asking us to calculate the volume of gravel. or the volume of the gravel in cubic inches. And they give us option A. Option A is 18 pi. Option B is 36 pi. Option C is 162 pi. And option D is 648 pi. So they're asking us to calculate the volume of the gravel. So when you put something in water, stone, whatever it is, it's going to rise up. And when it rises up, you can use this formula, the volume of a cylindrical is pi r squared h. Pi is 22/7, and then r is the radius, and h is the height. So mind you, they're asking us to calculate the volume of the gravel, not the volume of the tank itself. So what you're looking for is the volume of the gravel. So this is the formula you're going to use to get your answer, this formula. So let's quickly solve this. So that means that V is equal to pi r, which is radius, right? R squared, and then height is 2 inches, which they gave to us earlier, 2 inches, right? So now let's find what r is. Radius is going to be equal to diameter divided by 2, right? That's the radius. So now our radius here, let's say, is 18. So we have 18 divided by 2, right? So now that gives us 9. So now we can plug 9 in here so that to solve for the volume now becomes pi times 9 squared times 2. So that V is now equal to pi. 9 times 9 is 81 times 2. So that V equals to 2 times 81. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 8 is 16. So you have 162 times pi. So the answer should be 162 pi. And I think our option is option C, 162 pi. That is how you solve that question. Question 44. The table gives values of fx, gx, and hx. So you have fx, gx, hx. For all positive integers, x is equal to or less than 5. Given f is a function of g, which is a function of a, so h is a function of f. Given h is a function of f, with that's also a function of g, and that's a function of a, equal 1, where a is a positive integer less than or equal to 5. What is the value of a? And they give us this table. We have x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have a function of x, which is 2. 1, 4, 5, 3, while a function of g function of x, which is 4, 5, 2, 3, 1. And then we have h is a function of x, and that is 3, 1, 3, 1, 5, 4, and 2. Just by looking at this table, the answer we're given options. Option F is 2, option G is 3, option H is 4, and option J is 5. So just by looking at this question, I can easily say that the answer is 5, because if you peel this back layer by layer, right? Start with start with g of x. Start with g of x. You can see that g of x here is 5, where when all this function of h is equal to 1, when you have that as 1, your g of x is going to be 5. And if you pull back that layer also for f of x, you have 1. If you put that layer again, you have for hx, you have 2. So whatever gives you that option 1, that means that your gx is going to be 5, right? So your gx right here is going to be 5. And then your hx right here, which you have is 1, right? Your fx right here is also 1. And you have you're asked to look for the value of a. Your a right here is the innermost. So if you take this g of a, your answer is going to come out to 5. So for this question, your answer is J right here, 5. Each time coin C is tossed, it lands face up or face down. So we have face up and we have or face down. The probability of landing face up is 3 times the probability of landing face down, 3 times of face down. In a certain game, the player wins $1 when coin C lands face up. So $1 for face up. Let's call that FU. And the player wins $2 when coin C lands face down. So $2 for FD. To the nearest cent, what is the expected value of each toss of coin in this game? And they gave us A, 1.25, B, 1.33, C, 1.50, and then D, 1.67. So let's quickly solve this. So let's say probability of face down is P face down. Let's call that X. So that probability of face up is 3x, because they said it's 3 times of face down. We know that in probability, every probability must add up to 100, right? So, sorry, to 100% or 1. So that if we say that if we add everything together, probability of FU plus probability of FD is 3x plus x, which is equal to 1. So we can say that, let's solve for these. 3x plus x is 4x. which is equal to 1. So that now we can say x is equal to 1 over 4. And 1 over 4 is the probability, right? Which is probability of face down, which is 0.25. So the probability of face down is 0.25. Therefore, probability of face up is going to be 3 times x, right? Which 3x, which is same thing as 3 times 0.25, which is 0.75. So that is the probability of face up, and this right here is probability of face down. So the question is saying that in the game, it says when coin C lands face up, the player wins $2. So for face up, when the player in a certain game, the player wins $1 when the coins land face up. So the probability of that happening for face off, we say is 75. So $1 truly is times 0.75 is what the person will actually win, because that's the probability of winning that $1. So if you weight it, that gives you $0.75. And in the same vein, for face down, it is $2. So now you have $2 times the probability of face down is 0.25. So the actual probability of that kind of money that you earn from that money is, if you times this by this, that should give you 0.5, 0.50. So that the final answer for this, according to the question, which says that what is the expected value of each coin? What is the expected value of each toss of coin in this game? So the expected value for each toss will be these two right here, and this is 5. 7 plus 5 is 12, and then you have 1. So the answer is $1.25. So that's option A. Option A. $1.25. Maybe I'm done.